Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're looking at King Size Annual Thor. This is number 875, 1979. And you can see this is well beat up. I read this over and over and over again. I love this comic. I loved it as a kid. I love it now. So here we have Thunder over Troy. That's Zeus and Thor. The Greek gods. I told you I'm a Greek god freak. I'm a Norse mythology freak. So this, oh man, I love it. Let's look at the indicia. Yep, volume 1, number 8, 1979. So this is, let's look at the credits. Roy Thomas. I must have talked about him a billion times. He was one of Stan Lee's first hires. He was like a second generation comic book guy. I made a mistake. I make lots of mistakes, but I made a mistake when I said that Roy Thomas was like 16 years old when he got hired. No, he was 24 years old and he was a school teacher. So I was thinking of Jim Shooter. Jim Shooter was like 14, 15 years old when he got hired by DC. And let's see, John Buscema and Tony DeZungia. I can never say his name right. Just two classic Marvel. John Buscema was one of Marvel's just workhouses. If we'd be talking, I'm getting excited. We'd be talking about John Buscema all day long if it wasn't for Jack Kirby. These guys are the foundations that Marvel's art has built. And Tony DeZunga is a classic inker that's been working with Marvel for years. So, and then we have Joe Rosenlederer, Grossos Colors, who I know nothing about, Jim Shooter, consulting editor. So there you go. This is the beginning of the Jim Shooter years, or maybe well into. I don't remember exactly what year Jim Shooter started. So here we have Thor and Loki fighting trolls. Look at that. Look at that. And with special thanks for Don and Maggie Simpson. They did that newspaper. Oh my God, that's gonna drive me nuts. But just look at this classic comic book art. Just amazing. Look at the old school coloring. Look at Thor. Look at Strong. So this is just starting out. In the middle of the story, who cares? He's fighting some trolls. There's trolls over here. Trolls gonna grab Loki, and I love this blast. I love that blast. Just swooshing and beating up trolls, and there's Loki fighting. Then they're fighting alongside, and they're remembering. Of course, you got to remind everybody that he met Hercules before. So, like, what's in this cave? Let's look at the cave over there. I was like, we got. It's not important. Let's not go in the cave. Oh, Captain Marvel. Uses Twinkies. Good job. Professor Sneer. This guy's going to kill you with a sneer. And I'm in a bad mood because I do not have any Twinkies in my house right now. So Thor goes into this cave, this twilight cave, and comes out, and a boy is going to get killed by a boar. Thor ain't having any of that and smashes the boar and saves the kid. Which, you're the king of the job. I am Aeneas, ally of Priam, king of Ilium, also called Troy. And I have many names. He goes, yeah, let me help you. And, oh yeah, the mist in the cave, like he has amnesia or whatever. What can I carry by? Aphrodite, the goddess who bore me. The parents are be gods, didst thou say? Aphrodite, Roman name, Venus. So he's going on, and they're talking about everything. It's a strange tale. The Argives, from the work Argos, ancient name for the Greeks. So here he is, this Helen and King Menelaus. Unknown to Menelaus, his mother is blah, 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 blah. So here we're talking about the Trojan War. Or there's Odysseus from Ithaca, fierce Achilles, said to be immune from harm. That's Agamemnon, brother to Menelaus, the high king of the Argives, and Diomedes of Argos, among others. And this is Menelaus, the high king. So they get all the ships together. And that is accurate, that the sails were painted. The Greek ships painted all their sails. They weren't just white. And here they are, they're going to fight Troy. And Troy was famous for its huge walls. And here they are fighting outside and chariots. It's funny that Homer, while he told the story of the Trojan War, he kind of got the tactics wrong. He kind of used chariots as like taxis that would drive you through. But what chariots actually did was they would use their chariots to just break through lines and attack. So this artist is actually kind of doing it right. But if you ever read the Iliad, you'd have the guys get on the chariots and like ride into the battle and get off and fight, stuff like that. But they were used as line breakers. Because keep in mind, they were only ponies. Yes, they were tiny little horses. You know, they weren't horses that we're used to. And here's Cassandra. If you saw my Age of Bronze, which nobody did, video that I showed, I talked about the you know, like a kind of more historical approach to the Trojan War. Well, this is of course a Marvel Comics approach. Cassandra, she was doomed to tell the future, and nobody believed her. And here's Hector, the mightiest warrior of Troy, going out and fighting, and just great stuff. So he's filling them in all the details, and this is a great way to get us caught up. So he's telling Thor, you know, and Thor doesn't know who he is. Oh, look at this. The Warriors of the Shadow Realm. I forgot about this. I got to dig these all out, read these in order. And look at this. Saturday morning cartoons, Daffy Duck, Casper. Fred and Barney meet the Thing. This is the Super Globetrotters. The new Shmoo, Flash Gordon, Godzilla, Johnny Quest, and Jetson. Alright, enough of that nonsense. So here we have, who is that? That's Helen. You know, and wait, it stands parrot. If you fall, you must perish, but do so bravely. So they're sending Paris out to go fight, and he's going to fight Achilles. And is Menelaus getting all dressed up? Menelaus and Paris are going to fight. Aphrodite grabbed my hand and right to the spear. And Menelaus is he's just a super guy. You know, he's just tough. And Paris is just a boy, so of course he's going to beat him. Now here's the problem. Not only did he beat him, he humiliated him. He's dragging him around. That's literally what happened, and that offended Aphrodite, because Paris was beloved of Aphrodite. So she floats down, undoes his strap, and she whisks him away. Where did he go? Where did he go? And he's like, already dazed, Paris thus rest within the walls of Troy. Because so he could see everything because he has God's eyes. So he's like, what's going on? Trojans, you know, send down another battle, you know. And look at Aphrodite flying around. So Thor is like, I don't like this. I will fight. And Thor got a thunder. He gets his memory back. And do you think the Trojans will keep doing it? Now here we have the Greek gods luxuriating. There's Zeus, Athena, Hera. That's Ares. There's Apollo in the background. That must be Bacchus or Dionysus. Dionysus is more like a Jim Morrison type of guy. Bacchus, his Roman counterpart, looks more like that. And he would have slain Paris if I didn't intervene, and he's freaking out and explodes up some stuff real good. And Thor goes up. He's like, what's going on? We can't intrude. We can't interfere. And here's Athena. Yo, Pandora's great warrior out of distant Lycia. So, you know, I'm giving you a plan. Remember, she's the goddess of wisdom in combat. This stupid gunfight. I hate that. I don't know why. So she's guiding his arms, and he's like, oh, yeah, well, you know, you said no gods, but while I was talking to you, your daughter's going down there. So he stops the arrow from killing him because he's like, oh, you don't want gods to interfere? Then gods can't interfere. So here we go, battle anew. Look at that paddle. Look at that paddle. Just awesomeness. And Thor is just like kind of disgusted by this. I love that paddle. I love this comic. I must have read this comic over and over and over again. And here Athena's interfering. She's deflecting arrows and stuff like that, deflecting spears. And he gets killed. Here, not even the goddess mother that I heard of you boast so much cannot save you from whom mighty Athena favors. And he throws rocks at him. And this is straight out of the Iliad. All these gods battle. Oh, here comes a guy who gets stabbed Aphrodite, and she gets stabbed in the hand. The Argive Diomedes, and I saw a foolish one. Perhaps you better leave the war for male gods. You know, so Ares is going to get interviewed. Hold Argive, and Thor's like, we're not fighting, and blah blah blah. And he's pulling everybody out. I just love this. Yeah, I'm going fast because it's annual, and I don't want to do it over 2 days. The Shogun Warriors. So Thor, boom, for Aeneas, for the glory of Asgard. And here comes Ares, going to join the fight, and Athena guides the hand of the Greek stabs him. I always love that. He just stabs him. What? And he screams, louder than 10,000 men than the stricken war god bellow. For those who are cause of war are not always the bravest warriors. And look at Thor just summoning a storm and everything. And people like, that must be Zeus in battle, whatever. So here is Apollo and Diana just discussing staying out like good kids. Zeus is getting pissed. Hera and Athena are all the gods are now getting all drawn up sides and fighting. And look at Zeus. Zeus is just summoning his anger. And Thor is just chasing everybody away. And Zeus is like, by the god, he goes, that query rather should be mine as guardian. How darest thou interfere in yonder war when Zeus hath forbidden it? Not even all Father Odin tells the god of thunder where he may not tread. Not till today, stripling. So, boom, he teleports him to the top of Mount Ida. And Zeus is chastising him. And he is summoning the lightning. And they're just lightning battle. Zeus versus Thor. I love that. And he throws the hammer, and look, Zeus catches it. Oh, but he can't hold on to it for long. Like, not, only myself and Odin. And he's just throwing thunderbolts at him. Thor's deflecting. And look, far miles away, the whole mountain is just glowing with lightning. And the gods. Is this the cluster, Paris, of our love? That the very skies wage war with themselves? Look at that. I don't know. This was just epic storytelling to me. Thor's just whirling everything around. Zeus is screaming and yelling. Lightning bolts. And I love this. He just grabs it by the wrist and just smashes him down. And just, what does he say here? Still, in Zeus thou hast met his equal. It's better! And look at this Thor. Come on, Thor can't beat Zeus. And then by the coils of Typhon, I have these most inhospitable of gods, and let the better storm god emerge triumphant. So here we go. Look at this fight. Look at that fight. I just love it. This was mythology to me for a kid. The gods are like, holy crap, Thor's screaming. Look at the rage. The battle's raging on all fronts. People getting stabbed, warriors getting killed. This guy shoots an arrow, hits Achilles. That's Paris. Paris shoots an arrow, hits Achilles right in the heel. They're fighting. They both shot. Paris is now shot. And Zeus is just raging and raging. And he's just like, he's getting beat up now. I mean, there's a hierarchy, The father of the pantheon has to be able to beat Thor. So he's just raging in rage. He's like, what? He's like, look what's going on. Look at all the destruction. Look at all the people dying. For what? And Zeus is just like, that's why we can't get involved, okay? When the gods get involved, people die. Like, this is not your land. To get out of here. So he finds Aeneas, and he goes back into the woods, finds Loki, and makes it back to Asgard. And he's like, and I love this. He's like, yeah, we can't get involved. He goes, but I met this nice guy. His name was Odysseus, man after my... We call what we did jointly create the wooden horse. So, ta-da! After Thor and Zeus decided the gods could stay out, let men deal with it on their own, Loki was out causing trouble, and he gave Odysseus the idea for the wooden horse that causes a slaughter. Ta-da! I love that. I love that. Just Dracula and Howard the Duck, the Rom ad. Look how beat up this is. Look how beat up this is. I read this over and over again. This was one of the comics I brought to school and let my friends read. It spurred a lifelong, because okay, I'm getting excited and I'm not done. I had a copy of Edith Hamilton's Mythology. I don't know where it came from. It was a little hardcover book, and I read that over and over and over again. But there was no real... And I also like comic books, so of course I love Thor. There was one... Fantastic Four and Thor were my two first comic books that I ever collected. But there was no Greek mythology comics. So when I got this, oh my God, was I excited. I read this. I read the Edith Hamilton's to get the real story as opposed to the comic book story. And I read it over and over and over again. And I kind of got obsessed with it. I got other copies of Greek mythology because of that. And Norse and Greek, that's it. I to this day, I kind of get obsessed with them. Ask me tomorrow, I'll say I like Greek better. Ask me the day after, I'll say I like Norse better. But I like them both. And I read a bunch of them both. And it all pretty much came down from this comic that I read over and over and over again. Okay, I'm rambling now, so I'll stop. But thanks a lot. I appreciate you took time out of your busy day to watch my videos. And I'll have another big comic tomorrow. Okay? Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.